Hi guys, thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. And for those of you who are here for the first time, I tell true stories. So, in my last video, I talked about how to identify a witch at your workplace. I will continue with that. But these are witches without an office, and that's my topic today. Witches without an office. What I mean is that most witches have a place that you go and see them, take your grievances and your jealousies there so that they work on whoever you want them to perform the negative rituals on. But the witches without an office are the witches who take it upon themselves to do the work that a witch will do supernaturally. They will do it physically. I will tell you from a story that just happened a few days ago in a town in Kenya called Bungoma. For some reason, this place has a lot of jealousies. If they cannot afford a witch, they will take it upon themselves to carry out the task of performing harm to the person they want to harm. Now, this is a story of a man. For no reason, somebody just decided to hurt him. And this is a friend that he meets every other day. When he's going to work, they say hi to each other. So you wouldn't expect anything like this to happen from at least the person he says hi to every day. So just that somebody says hi to you every day doesn't mean he's your friend. The person who might not be saying hi to you might even be your friend more than the one who's saying hi to you every day. So this happened. The guy wakes up as usual to do his tuk-tuk business. The tuk-tuk business is like these small motorbikes, but they look like a car. They have 3 wheels, but they're covered on top. So that's called the tuk-tuk. He uses it to carry passengers to and fro and makes money out of it like a small taxi. And then he also makes bricks and sells them. So this neighbor of his who did some harm to him, who says good morning to him every day, good afternoon, good evening, knows the time he comes home and the time he leaves. And guess what he does? That morning, the time that he left, this neighbor of his, let's just call it Wafuho. Yeah, we'll call him Wafuho. Wafuho in our language, which is in Western Kenya, and it's in the area that it's happening, means a warthog. Wafuho, not a warthog really, but Wafuho, those things that dig in the soil like big rats, but they live underground anyway, those animals. So we will call him that because he did something like that. He dug the road. You can imagine. You see your neighbor leave, you know the time he comes back, and you know the road he will use. He digs a pothole on the road, both sides, because he knows that when the guy is coming back, he will avoid this side that has a pothole and will try to use the other side that has no pothole with his tuk-tuk. So Wafuho digs a straight pothole across the road, knowing very well that Wambongo, we'll call the other one Wambongo, one with the brains, so that Wambongo passes, even if he tries to pass through the other side, he'll still fall into the pothole. And because he knows very well that this place normally has no issues with potholes, of course, he'll come back in the evening with his tuk-tuk driving very nicely, tuk, 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 and then boom, he will have an accident. That is the plan of Wafuho, the thing that digs underground to live. And it happens as he wishes. In the evening, Wambongo, knowing very well that the road has no pothole, comes driving back. He's collected his money, and boom, his tuk-tuk falls into the pothole, and it overturns because the guy was driving fast because he doesn't know that there's a pothole here because it normally is not there. And the moment it falls, Wafuho, the animal digger, comes and hits his head from behind, and Wambongo loses consciousness. But when he wakes up, he screamed, of course. He screamed before he fell down and lost consciousness, and people had to came out. And the neighbors saw who did it. Wafuho had done it and was running away. And you know where Wafuho was running? Wafuho was running to the police station to report that some people have attacked him. He is the attacker, but he is running to the police station to report that some people have attacked him. You can imagine this practical witch without an office. So instead of consulting a witch to carry out the supernaturals for these things to happen, like get an accident, of course, there are those who use the energies to perform these rituals and somebody will die in an accident or something. This witch without an office does it practically. No need for another witch. He will do it practically and he thinks he's not a witch. He was only using the physical and not the supernatural powers. So, by the time Wambongo goes to report after gaining consciousness and his neighbors had told him what had happened, they go to report to the police. And only to find out that a guy just came and reported that he's been the one who's been attacked, but you are the ones who seem to have injuries. So who is right here? This is one of the policemen telling them. But the policeman they told believed them because they had injuries. And the other guy, Wafuko, who came to report, did not have any injuries. So Wafuko bribed the police leader so that he doesn't take the case seriously. So the next day they come to report because the other policeman told them to sign a P3 form and come back the next day. Is that called P2 or 3? I don't remember. Those forms they sign when a crime has been committed to you. So they signed those forms, and when they came back the next day, they found the police leader who told them, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm in charge here, so you leave. Even the other policeman was so shocked, like, how come you just dismiss a case like this? Just like that? This guy was injured. And if you look at the reason why Wafuho did this to Wambongo, jealousy, just jealousy. Actually, Wambongo never knew. He thought this was his friend, actually, because they used to say hi to each other every morning. Every morning, hi, 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 hi. And then suddenly, wham! As in, the guy took an effort. Digging a road is not an easy, it's a hard tarmac. I mean, cars have been passing there. But he took it upon himself to do the digging. He did the digging. Whap, whap, across a road. Very determined to injure somebody. His aim was to kill him generally. Because the car overturns and he comes and hits the person. What do you expect? Him to die. Which did not happen and things backfired. And he had to run and bribe policemen to get himself out of this. Reason? He's jealous because the neighbor has a successful brick business. He has a successful tuk-tuk taxi business. And him, he sits the whole day drinking the local brews, you know. And instead of working on himself, instead of improving himself, he's trying to kill those who have improved themselves. And one wonders, how is that going to help him improve himself if the one who is trying to improve himself is dead? He's still gonna remain in the same position. So these are the witches without a physical office. They don't use supernatural powers. They use themselves, physical. So if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. Ciao!